And so you have all these players in the equation, Yosef's brothers and Yosef, and they're all playing out a certain part, and Yosef's brothers have their issues with Yosef, and Yosef has his direction, and everybody is basically on the one level, they are reacting, but on the other hand, they're also playing a part in Hashem's plan. So when I'm speaking about this, I'm really thinking about what Hashem already told Avraham Avinu in Genesis chapter 15. He said to him at the covenant between the portions, "Know of a certainty that your offspring shall be strangers in a land not their own, and they will serve them, and they will oppress them 400 years," right?
Yeah.
And this is a whole another story why Hashem made that decree. But God had already told Avraham that his children would be slaves in a foreign land, that this had to happen. And there are different ideas that the sages put forward as to why he made that decree. That's a different story altogether. And the bottom line, the most basic, simplest thing that I can say is that it was a preparation. The exile in Egypt was a preparation for the refinement of the souls of Israel to be able to receive the Torah at Sinai and the responsibilities of nationhood. But that's another issue. But the idea, what I'm trying to say is, they had to end up in Egypt anyway, Jim.
Right.
Because that was Hashem's decree. But wait, that's what I'm trying to say. They had to end up there. But that doesn't mean that it had to be this way.
Right, exactly.
In other words, everybody has, it's like transparencies, like you put one on top of the other. It's all one thing. And Yosef and his brothers played a certain role that they chose to play, that they were led to play in the whole drama. And Hashem had made his decision that some way, one way or another, the children of Israel are going to end up in Egypt. And so really it was b'chesed. It was b'chesed, really, because Yosef was put into a situation where he was able to apply his righteousness and his acumen and his powers and his purity to be able to save the world, basically, his family and all of Egypt and all of those people that came in the time of the famine. It was all part of a setup. But what I want to say is that doesn't exonerate the brothers for their ill will. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm trying to say, is that Torah is complicated, the levels, how they work together in the simple story, because on the one hand, it was Hashem's plan and it had to happen, and he used everybody to facilitate that plan. On the other hand, a person still has free choice.
Yeah.
And there's never any contradiction between that, even though it seems to be a very fine line, between a person's ability to exercise free will and participating in what Hashem's plan is, which can come about one way or another. So the brothers were not innocent in the least. And again, Yaakov made his mistake with his favoritism, and Yosef certainly made mistakes as well. Why did he even tell the brothers his dreams? What was that all about? Why he's telling the brothers who have such enmity to him as it is about, the sheaves bowing down, and about the stars and the sun and the moon star. What is he expecting exactly? So it's quite convoluted how it came to this point, and it's all part of Hashem's plan.